Shalom, this is Love herself. I'm with Love himself, God Almighty Yahweh. He has a message concerning the TULSA Ambush, the Black Wall Street incident. This is part 1, and here's what the Lord Yahweh has to say. This is a long story, but we're going to shorten it. It all started back when whites wanted the oil I had created for my humans on earth. Way back before now, though. But anyway, bringing it up to now, like I said, it's long, said the Lord. After the Indians were captivated by the white man's magic, that's one way they lost their inheritance, their land. With the tricks that proceeded before the trickery of the takeover, they were all in on it, my Caucasian sons and daughters. They had been kicked out of their country that I gave them. And yes, they were ILluminatis. The ILluminatis started way back before now. It started in heaven when they were angels assigned as disciplinaries, said the Lord. They are half me, half robot, said God Almighty Yahweh. I put my DNA into them, in other words. These robots I invented, they got out of hand eventually. So I discharged them to Nephord, a planet of mine. Then I sent them here, over to Europe, Asia first though. They are the Arnold Schwarzeneggers of the century, the mechanical men and some women. They go overboard in their thinking, but I put them in check, said the Lord. Just because I don't live here doesn't mean I won't come and go, checking on any of my inventions. They look as real as you. You all are my sons and daughters, whether you know it or not. But that's another issue. I am Yahweh, not spelled the way they do here in America, though. It's an A, the letter A, at the end. Anyway, like I was saying, it's long, the TULSA Ambush. I, the Lord, I gave the land I once called Bethlehem, said the Lord God. I once called it Bethlehem first. I gave it over to my other tribe after I left and went on with my darker race. When we landed here, after I left Lu here, my son Lucifer wanted to stay and take over here, on earth, that is. So I let him. And then free will went into play. Anyway, speeding up to now, my robot sons, the ones I invented with half my DNA, they were so disorderly after they couldn't get their way, till I decided, instead of dismantling them, why not bring them to Earth instead and see how it plays out? So when they went into Indian country, booted out of their own, they decided to take over instead of being polite and just move in next door and be neighbors. The Indians were polite. They were polite. They didn't have qualms at first sight of the white sons. Don't believe what you read in books. The ILluminatis wanted to discredit them, the Indians, to make themselves look like saints. But they were thugs, criminals, and so forth, said the Lord. And the corn issue, that was a farce. They did not offer them corn as a peace offering. The ILluminatis creeped up on the Indians, sons and daughters of mine, back when they were calling me Yahweh in their songs and their ceremonies, summoning me for the rain. They clearly used my name, Yahweh, like they do today, patting their lips while in song. So I helped them. One of the reasons I let the ILluminatis in was that they could build brick houses. They had the knowledge, whereas my Indian sons preferred teepees, and they weren't surviving in the winter as well. And since those Europeans were crooks coming in, please go to part 2.